Oh, don't knock that off. You're sliding it right off. Sorry. Hey, y'all.
Hey, everybody. Sorry, we're like
2 minutes late.
2 minutes late. We're running late because I'm like a moron and was just sitting there watching the Texas Toast stream. And he's like, oh, yeah, and they're going to be over there on their channel. And I'm like, holy crap, I didn't even put any of the questions in for the screen stuff. So, whoops. So anyway, I was copying and pasting as fast as I could go to get ready, which wasn't very fast. You could probably copy and paste way faster than me because you probably copy and paste a lot more than I do. Well, welcome to our Thursday night Q&A live stream on the Dylan Talks Tone channel. A couple of things before we get into some questions and some answers. People have been asking me a lot of pickup questions lately because we've been talking about pickups a lot.
Why would they ask you about pickups?
I guess because we've been talking about them a lot because it's what we do around here.
Do you make pickups?
We do.
Oh.
And so, we got the laser. We've been posting a bunch of pickup making stuff and winding stuff and this and that. So I thought, let's just put it out there tonight that we're just going to have a Q&A about pickups. You can ask any kind of guitar question you want, of course. But, if you have pickup ones specifically, let's do it. Also, we are going to do an off-topic hour starting at 9:00. There's still people who, why doesn't your thumbnail ever match what you talk about? And I'm like, it always does. But, and he's like, well, I showed up and they were talking about knives or something. I'm like, well, you must have been in the off-topic hour.
It doesn't show.
We got a super chat.
Is it turned up?
Yeah, it's right here. Oh.
No.
Hang on. I think that is 9:10. Let's try it again. No. Is it 11:12? Oh, it's 11:12 because it's in the. There we go.
Sorry about that, Tony. Thank you for the super chat, Tony Leonardi. He said, Dylan, I'm assuming he means Strat. The Strat arrived today, and I'm blown away by it. It's completely perfect. The neck, the fretwork, the finish, and the burst are amazing. Then I plugged it in, and the pickups sound amazing. Fire bridge. So thankful.
Dude, that bridge pickup is so good. I 100% agree. So that wind that we did on that guitar, it's something I have not really done before. And I didn't tell anybody. I'll tell you now. It is the Stevie Ray style wind, but I was messing around with some stuff and it's also the Mike McCready thing because it's the same thing basically. So, because people have been asking about that. So we're going to make another video about the Mike McCready Strat. I'm going to put new pickups in it. But that bridge pickup is pretty hot stuff. Before we get going into a bunch of Q&As, though, I want to tell everybody we do have some cool special edition pickups over in the pickup vault at Dylan Talks Tone. Please keep an eye on the pickup vault because let's just say that I got some new toys that are inspiring me to do cool things that nobody's ever seen before. And I mean nobody. I mean, this is new stuff. So keep an eye on the pickup vault over the next few weeks. There's going to be a video tomorrow. Cletus McFarland does Month of Freedom every May, where he does a video every day of the month. So I think we're going to make an attempt to do the same thing throughout the week. Now, I've done it so far. I'm not going to, it's only the second, right? Is it the third? Second, third. Anyways.
Second.
I'm going to try to do a video. I'm not going to do them on the weekends probably, but every day of the week, I'm going to try to do a video for the month of May. Tomorrow's is pretty special though, because it's something that I've been working on for a while. And if you're on Patreon, you already know. But if you're not, then you'll find out tomorrow. So yeah, there you go. We can answer questions. I don't really have a topic. I just want to hang out tonight and chat and
All right.
have some fun.
Let's do it.
We do have a bunch of off-topic questions too for later.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. First one from Doc. Hey, folks. Happy Scurvy Awareness Day.
I was not aware of scurvy before today, so I'm glad that there was this day. Just saying.
Do people still get scurvy?
I don't know. Don't you just eat oranges or something?
I don't know.
There's something you do.
I thought you had to be a pirate. I don't know.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dylan, now that you have the ability to make custom flat work, could there be a hybrid made between a telly neck pickup and a Filtertron? The bobbins could be cut to fit inside a standard Filtertron cover, but use a top and bottom flatwork piece holding slugs, a la a Strat or telly bobbin, allowing the pickup to be made without having to use the middle of the pickup to allow a flat surface, the magnet and spacers and brass screws retention to the base plate. Just spitballing here. Cheers. That's a long sentence.
So, you know what's funny about that is I saw that earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I didn't really get what he was saying. And now that he's saying it again, I kind of like it. I still have to figure out how to keep it together, though.
Doc said it's still an issue in some remote reservations in the Canadian North. They don't get enough sun. Isn't it sun?
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay. Still have to have 2 bobbins to make it a humbucker. And you would still have to retain it in there somewhere. But you're giving me an idea. You're giving me an idea.
Cool.
I just drew a picture just so that I would have it. You know, everything kind of starts on a napkin.
All of those words turned into that.
Yeah, but I know what that means.
Good to know.
Yes. Everything starts like that, though, like a sketch. It's just like, okay.
Sarge, does cable quality make a significant difference on short length home use rigs?
So typically, cable quality always makes a difference, no matter what length it is. Well, when we're talking guitar cable, the scientific answer is you're really going to start seeing a difference at 18 and a half feet. There's some, and I can't remember what the formula is, but I know
like some kind of scale that like drops off.
Yeah, it's like in aerodynamics in a car starts to matter at 73 and a half miles an hour. Like there's, really starts to matter. So, it's the same kind of thing. It really starts to maybe not make a difference, but compound is the right answer. It starts to compound at 18 and a half feet. However, if you have a cheap $10 cable or even a Mogami 2319 or a 2580 or whatever, 2540, and then you go to, like a runway audio cable, you will hear a difference if your pickups are good. If the pickups aren't making all the frequencies that you want, then the cable won't take them away because the pickups haven't even made them yet.
I just dripped water right on me.
If that makes sense. That's okay. It's below the news. Oh, nice.
No, it's like right down
Yeah, I guess
my
I didn't
shirt.
see that. Oh, I got to hit the button. So it does make a difference, yeah.
I wasn't ready. Okay. Thanks for the super chat, Sarge. 978. 18 and a half feet combined or per?
Ooh, great question. Combined and that counts all of your pedal board. So think of it this way. Your guitar does not stop. And this is something I like to really try to drill into people's heads because they don't get it. Your guitar, being a passive instrument, the guitar is considered from your hand, strings, pickups, wiring, cable until your first always on buffer of some sort. So you're getting tone suck through to your first buffer on your pedal board. So if that's 3 pedals in, you got to count all the signal chain to there. If it's the first pedal, then you count it to there. There you go.
We have another one.
Okay.
Super chat from Miserable Turd. Thank you for the super chat. He says, what Dylan pickup goes best with playing Yoko Ono music?
Probably any of them. I would say any of them.
Your eyelash and your glasses is driving me insane. Any of the pickups. What kind of music is Yoko Ono music?
Terrible.
That's not nice. That was not my question.
You asked.
That's not.
What kind of music? Terrible music.
Anyway. Charles, good evening, Leslie and Dylan. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I have 2 questions and 1 compliment. First question, is there a way to adjust the amount of quack a Strat has?
The tone knob.
Some seem to have more than others. Second question, will any of your pickups fit a 3/4 scale guitar?
Yes.
It's building for 2 grandkids for Christmas and believe they should play and sound amazing. And your guitar is so much better than I was expecting. I knew it would be great, but words do not express how good it is. Thanks for building one. Blessed to have it.
Oh, yeah. We have 2 new Dylan custom guitars, Texas
in the
Toast,
world.
Strat folks in the chat tonight who got their guitars like within days of each other, weeks of each other, which is really, really cool. Thank you for buying them.
Have another one. Super chat from Joey Dano Guitars. Thank you for the super chat, Doug. He says Yoko Ono music is like a cat squealing when you step on its tail. And then is it supposed to be twice? Yoko Ono music is like a cat squealing when you step on its tail.
I noticed earlier that on Texas Toast channel, there were some double.
There was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, is that the joke? Like,
there was some doubling up.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Thank you, though, Doug.
Yeah, and thanks for the super chat, Doug. You're right. That's hilarious.
All right. Rob F. Hello, Leslie and Dylan. What?
Go ahead.
What are you telling me?
Another super chat.
I'm already reading.
Okay.
Rob F. gets attention too. Rob F. says, hello, Dylan and Leslie. Leslie and Dylan. My bad. I recently saw a video, don't remember whose, where it was suggested that after permanently removing a pick guard, the screw hole should be filled with a coating applied to protect the guitar body. Does this make sense? Should I do it with my Epi Les Paul? Thanks.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Wait, what's the Epi LP? I think I wasn't supposed to say Les Paul.
Yeah, his Epiphone Les Paul that I put pickups in. Remember the red one, the really pretty red one? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
So Dylan's advice is no. All right, did I miss another one? No. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Did you push the
I
button?
already pushed the button. Here, I'll give him another one.
Super chat from Rick Nelson. Thank you for the super chat, Rick. He says, I want to buy that used winder you have. How do you want to go about it?
Rick, go to dylantalkstone.com. Down in the bottom right corner is a little chat. Hit that chat. That goes straight to my phone, and me and you will hook it up.
Is Rick the Mohawk guy?
Yes. He was like, I want to buy a winder, but
That's
I don't know what's
awesome.
going to tip me over the edge, And I'm like, I've got an extra one.
That's pretty cool.
He was on the other stream on Texas Toast, and I was like, hey, you should hit me.
Hit me.
Because I told him $350. Saves him some dough.
All right. 67 goat. This is more of a thought exercise, as I would probably never go through the trouble. But watching your cheap parts video the other day got me thinking. Assuming a volume tone strat in 3 pots with values 270K, 260K, and 250K, what order does it make the most sense to order the pots? Since the lower the number, the more highs it cuts out, in my mind, it would seem like 270K, 270 volume, 260K middle, 250K neck. Is that correct from a theory standpoint, assuming all 3 pickups would be wound to the same spec?
So I would put the highest, first of all, those are all within tolerance of, of 10% or whatever. So I really wouldn't worry about this. So your thought experiment's cool. So let's pretend that you have something more realistic. Okay. In this situation, I would put the 270 on the volume. I would put the 250 on the middle neck tone, and I would put the 260 on the bridge tone on a strat. More realistically, honestly, we're splitting hairs here. Those are within tolerance of each other. I wouldn't worry about it. More realistically, though, what if we had a 500 and a couple of 250s? I would put the 500 on the volume because that's signal. You're passing signal with the volume. The tones are parasitic parts of the circuit anyway, and they're just bleeding stuff to ground anyway. So I would always put my lowest, if I'm going to choose, I would put my lowest resistance pots as my tone pot and my highest resistant pot, if I'm doing it within that tolerance that we're talking about, as my volume. I would always put, if I'm going to choose, then from there, it doesn't matter. I would probably put my highest volume or my highest resistance tone pot on the neck pickup and my lowest resistance one on the bridge pickup. However, again, this is within tolerance, and if you buy pots from me, it doesn't matter because they're good. But if you split and you go like 500, 250, always put the highest one on the volume, lowest one on the tone. That's what I would do. I should do a video about this.
I need you to push the button again.
Because this is a big question people have. So.
Super chat from Joey Dano Guitars. Thank you for the super chat, Doug. He said, I have 2 things up. My bad. Which fretboard oil do you recommend?
Oh, definitely Lizard Spit fretboard oil. I'm probably going to do, for Patreon members, a pre-sale on Lizard Spit products next week or maybe the week after. The reason I'm putting it off is it's not because of me. I was just talking to Chris, and he's going to the Dallas Guitar Show this weekend, so he's going to be like bonkers. Mm-hmm. So probably the end of next week, I'm going to put together a first order to get back into the Lizard Spit line. So if you want to get in on that pre-order, I'll tell you what. If you want to get in on that pre-order, you can do one or two things. If you're on Patreon or a YouTube member, hit me in the chat on that. If you are not on Patreon and you want to get in on the Lizard Spit pre-order, go to the Dylan Talks Tone Facebook group. Maybe I'll make a post over there. That's what I'll do. I'll make a post over there, and I'll make a post on Patreon. That way there's 2 places for non-Patreon and Patreon people for a Lizard Spit pre-order. And I'll give you some prices and some stuff, and we'll do a pre-order. wonder if I can actually just do that on the website. Yeah, I'll figure this out so we can put together a Lizard Spit pre-order so we can get some stuff coming. Because, dude, it's the best.
All right.
I've been meaning to do it. You just tipped me over the edge, Doug.
Joshua. Hey, y'all. So, not to be that annoying guy, but wonder if the new laser will make it possible for the S90 to come back out.
No. So here's the problem. The flat work's not the issue. There's basically a hollow phenolic rod, like a little tube that goes, it's 1/87 thousandths. It's the same size as the magnet, and it's threaded 540 on the inside. It is a very specific piece that is not made. It's made for other things. It's made for to insulate standoffs, basically, in the electrical industry. The problem is that the quality of that product kind of went out the window. They changed some of the tolerances for the outer diameter of it. And since it's not made specifically for guitars, the guitar folks who screamed about it didn't really have any say in it because it's actually for some other industry, right? So that means that we don't have stuff that fits anymore, and I haven't been able to figure out how to replace it yet. So once I can figure that out, or if I can figure that out, but it's not something I can make. So that's why. That's the problem. Anyway, it's a long, convoluted story that has nothing to do with guitars. But this is another example of we are just a small part of the world, and guitar folks are using leftovers from larger industries. Mm-hmm. We are very self-centered as guitar players, and we think the world revolves around us, but actually we're using leftovers from other industries to make what we make. So, yeah.
Button. Super chat from Steven Hudak. Thank you for the super chat, Steven. He says, automotive ceramic coating on a guitar. Thoughts?
I have done it. Well, we use the same stuff. We use Cerakote, which is like the same stuff they use on firearms, and it's amazing. We've done some short run pickup covers and various things like that, and it's something that I would love to get into more, except that it is not cheap. So if you want it, you have to be willing to pay for it because it is not cheap to have done. I'll tell you right now, it cost me $200, I think, to have like 8 pickup covers done. So it was not cheap. So it's not cost effective to do unless I have to do like 200 of them before it starts to get cost effective. So that's where we get all the same color too. So that's where we get into the goofy part of that. But yes, I love Cerakote.
Is that what ceramic coat is?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's ceramic.
There you go. Super chat from Vinny's World. Thank you for the super chat, Vinny. He said, for the frickin' laser beams, raises pinky.
Thanks.
Is that like a Austin Powers reference?
Yeah.
I don't remember the other guy's name.
Hey, Vinny, send me an email and tell me what you want about the thing that we're not talking about until tomorrow, because you're on Patreon. So you already know. But let me know what you want via email, and I will invoice you for it and get it here and then ship it all together so that you don't have to pay the drop shipping stuff to Hong Kong. We can put it all together. Because I have some other stuff coming too. I wound your special P90s yesterday, so I'm just waiting on this other thing to put it all in a box and send it to you.
Special.
Yeah. Well, he's like, can you try this thing? I'd be willing to take a gamble if it doesn't sound good. And I'm like, sure. So I did. Why not?
Why not?
Vinny's good people.
Sarge, when looking at vintage guitars, particularly CBS or Norland, the consensus seems to be there's good ones, bad ones, and the occasional pure gem. When trying to find at least one of the good ones, what should you be looking at or for? Also, is it possible to do when looking online, or is it really something you have to have hands-on in order to tell?
It depends what you like in a guitar. The biggest thing in those era of guitars is weight. And the other thing is the finishes are all over the place because we're talking about a lot of finish changing during that time. I personally would not buy a 70s instrument online. Maybe I would, but you're taking a chance. Anything vintage, you're taking a chance buying it without seeing it or at least having somebody check on it for you. It's not because the guitars were terrible. It's because the guitars are old and they've been sitting around and not being played and whatever, you know, like anything that's sitting around just doesn't work anymore. So it's not that the guitars were bad. They just were heavy. There was a lot of heavy guitars, but 70s Strats and 70s Tellys and 70s, Les Pauls are awesome. You know, Gibsons they're awesome, but they just sat around. They're just old. So yeah, I would try to put my hands on them for sure.
All right. We have another super chat from Sarge978. Thank you for the super chat. He's calling me out. He says, wow, Leslie. So you get other people's movie reference, huh?
Oh my gosh.
That's fair.
That's amazing.
I am not. Movies are just not my thing. I think if it's been in a meme before, I might know it. And that's definitely a meme.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I got it.
Yeah.
Do it again?
Yeah.
Super chat from Dog Dr. Tim. Thanks for the super chat, Tim. He says, so this laser thing has started some shit. Good on ya.
Yes, it has. It has turned me up for sure.
Turned up. You ready to do it again? Super chat from Alonzo White. Thank you for the super chat, Alonzo. He says, hello, Leslie and Dylan. I occasionally use Spark Amp to practice. I recently purchased the U-Looper as a looping solution for the Spark Amp. Have you ever used this looper? Thanks.
I have not. You know, they just sent me an email the other day asking me to review that thing.
Well, sounds like Alonzo is like, do it.
I know. Sounds like he's ahead of the curve on me on that one.
He is. Am I caught up? Let me make sure before we move on because that was a lot.
Yeah.
In a row.
Thank you all for the
trying
super chats,
to keep up with.
We do appreciate
them. Yes, thank you. All right. Back to Patreon and YouTube questions.
Yep.
Shane. Good morning, the lovely Leslie and her handsome handyman. One of my late father's hobbies was building quirky Telecasters. He made a Waylon Jennings, one with a buffalo and another with a moose on it. I remember one in particular. He did send me a pic on Instagram, I'm going to show y'all, which had tree knots in the body and back of the neck. I don't see many guitars like this with tree knots in them. Is there a practical reason to avoid these types of woods besides purely aesthetic? So let's take a look at Shane's father's build. Oh, I'm going to take his question away so that you can see the full picture.
Oh, cool. Got like a French carver on the outside of it.
On the outside.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so the reason you would stay away from knots and stuff is because structurally they're not cool. Cracks start in knots a lot of times. And like in a neck, they can, depending on how big they are and where they are, they can lead to structural stability problems. So like the neck can flex a lot and stuff. because, the neck is, you want it to be long, straight grains, right? So when you put a knot in there, you're basically putting a break point in those long, straight grains and putting almost basically like a flex point in there or a stress point. And so that's kind of why you want to stay away from them. But, building stuff yourself, I mean, do it, man. That's cool.
Cool. I think that was the end of those questions, but we've racked up more questions.
Well, let's rock and roll
while
then.
we were chatting.
Cool.
So I'm just going to start at the top, whatever order they put them in. Jason B. I'm not a guitar guy or pickup guy. And thanks to your channel, I decided to get into making my own pickups for my own custom built guitars.
Cool.
Thanks so much for all the info and videos you make. He continues, Jason B. How do you figure out how many winds a pickup should have to get a certain sound? For instance, if I wanted to recreate my own version of an SD Custom Shop Antiquity single coil or humbucker.
So, I'll tell you how I started out. 10 years of doing it now, I've made so many different things and I can reference them. And there's two things I would do. The first thing is everything you try, plot it, right? Like write it down and put it in a way where when you try something in between, then you have that plotted as well. Pretty soon, you'll have a whole graph paper full of things that you've tried and the corresponding results. And then when you want to hit a certain result, you'll be able to look at that plot and be able to be like, okay, so I tried A and I tried C. So I know what the extremes are. So if I try B, then that should get me somewhere in the middle. And then if I try B plus, that might lean it a little bit more this way. So plot everything so that you can, and track everything so that you can do that. I know what happens if I take a DAF and I put 600 more winds on it, or if I do, whatever. That being said, 99% of the time, I experiment and see what it sounds like. And if it's good, it is good. Like, I don't know. A lot of my stuff has been accidents and crazy, cool stuff that ended up happening. If you want to try to hit a particular spec, then there are online this is where I started. There's online calculators and stuff. I can't think of what. Actually, my new pickup winder actually has it in it, where you can measure the height of the pickup, put the gauge of the wire in, measure the length of the bobbin, measure the core size, which means how big, like on a humbucker, how big the center part is that you wrap it around, or the diameter of the magnets, so that you can make all the calculations and understand that, okay, if it's a 1/4 inch tall and if it's 2.5 inches long, and the core is this size, then to get to 5.6K, I need to put this many winds of this single build poly 42 wire on it. There's calculators out there to help you do that. You can Google around and find them. And then once you get one thing made, and that you can do it successfully and do it successfully a few times so that your variables are not mistakes, because consistency between pickups is the most important thing. If I make 10 P90s, they all sound exactly the same. So if you can do that, then you can start to go, okay, well, if I add 1,000 winds, this will happen. If I make it a 1/4 inch taller, this will happen. And start plotting all that stuff, like I said. And then pretty soon you'll fill in your gaps so much on your plots that you'll be able to predict then, which is where I'm at because I've done it a million times. Okay, if I lean it this way, this is what'll happen. Not because I know everything, but because I have the data and I can sit there and go, okay, it's just math, so it's not that hard really, but you just have to put the work in, and make thousands of them, but you'll get there.
Say when.
Says when.
Dylan, say, when will the Mike McCready pickups be available? What will you name them?
Probably about 3 weeks. 3 weeks or a month.
Do you have a name?
Nope. I'm close though.
Jose Daniel Zamora P says hello from Guatemala. What's your take on pickup scanners? I've read about it that they can scan like pearly gates and make a replica of the pickups on the exact burst.
I've not ever heard of that.
Fascinating.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yep. Super chat from Sarge978. Thank you for the super chat, Sarge. He says, may relegate myself to 1 bowl of cereal per day for the rest of the month and get a pair of Dylan cables to go with the new less and a couple pedals I splurged on. Shortest I see is 10 foot. Recommended patches?
They make them too.
It's what he uses.
Yeah, it's what I use.
Good guy.
Yep. Spoiler.
Oh. Oh, well. It was a super chat.
He's on Patreon. No, I don't care.
I mean, tomorrow is not that far away now.
No.
Shane Walton, would it make sense to start a new live stream for the off-topic hours so people don't get confused?
No.
We tried that before. And I don't know why the big banner at the bottom isn't an awareness.
I know.
Anyway.
I just don't. To be honest with you, I don't have time for people who can't get it. I'm sorry. Like, it's not that freaking hard.
If you watched a replay of a video and you were like an hour and 10 minutes in, you wouldn't think to rewind it?
I mean,
It's weird.
what it tells me is that the person doesn't actually watch our content. That's what it tells me.
There's always going to be a first time.
No, this person was like, your videos never, which it probably was his first time. And then he just said your videos never. Fair. You know, because people are reactive. But yeah, I just don't have time for it. I'm building a thing that my friends are. This is for us.
Yeah. And it's
for us, all of us.
We can't have separate things all the time. Like it's easier. No. Like you're already here. We're already here. Let's take advantage of it.
Yeah. I mean, how many evenings a week can I do?
Right. So. And we tried to switch before and it doesn't work because it's not convenient for you. It's not convenient for us.
Doesn't work.
Anyway. All right. Rick Nelson asked his question, but then he sent a super chat. So we already got Rick taken care of. He's going to message you, right?
Excellent.
All right.
Hope so. That'd be great.
I really suck with names that have that many consonants in them. Do you know what that says?
No, but his name's Ted.
Ted says, I'm sorry, Ted.
I've seen him around. Sorry, Ted.
If you could phonetically share your name in the comments, I will work on it. I promise.
She will attempt to say it properly.
Ted O says, how do you design a pickup to get better note separation and definition in a chord situation, for instance?
That is tension. That is all about tension. That is getting the capacitance as low as possible, but not too low so that it's harsh. That is a very tricky thing.
Hod 8 says, I got an SE of underwound. I don't know if that's the right word. I got a set. Let's go with a set. I got a set of underwound Gibson custom buckers, and they are very clear, but the Alnico 3s are very weak. If I put Alnico's 2 in it, will it mud up the tone? Thanks.
I don't know. I don't do that. I would not encourage you to swap magnets on those pickups. I would encourage you to get different pickups. Because we talked about this the other day in our myth video, that when you change it's not just making a pickup stronger or weaker or whatever. It's changing everything. When you change the shape, the gauge, the wind count, the magnets, any one of those things throws everything. You really have to know which direction you want to go and design the pickup together. It is, everything pushes and pulls on each other. And so if you make one change, and I know that there's somebody going to get in the comments and say, yeah, well, I swapped out magnets on my humbucker and it made it better. Okay, cool. But it's not always going to be that way because everything pulls and pushes on each other. So I would just get different pickups. I don't do it personally. I don't buy a pickup and then be like, I don't like the magnets and swap them. I never mod pickups ever. I never do that. Not even on my own stuff. If I'm in a little different spot, if I don't like something, I have the facilities to redesign it, but I always redesign it. I don't just Band-Aid it like that or swap because I know it all works together. Am I doing this?
Yep. Super chat from Keith H. Keith said, thank you, by the way. Sorry, Keith H.
Hey,
thank
Keith.
you. He says, your house is looking great. Congrats.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
It feels good.
All right. We have not as many minutes as we have things.
All right. Lightning round.
It's a lot. We already did that. He sent a super chat too. It's interesting. Like people had questions and then they ended up sending.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Lee Asbury says, "Am I alone, or does anyone else, maybe he means is anyway, or does anyone else not into strats? I started on one, but I like a shorter scale now, and I don't like the ergonomics of a strat around my shoulder. Anyone else, or am I alone?"
I don't have a crickets noise over here, do I?
Is that what that was? I was like, hello. That would be funny. I don't know. Dylan likes strats.
I love strats.
Marcia Murray says, I have a guitar that volume drops off a cliff at like 7. Replacing the pot should fix that, right?
Yep.
George Cunningham, do your P90s come with a base plate for pickguard mounting?
Nope.
Bryce J, I've been making...
Get those from StuMac. Okay, go.
Bryce J, I've been making pickups for the past 4 months, and they have been accumulating. How would you recommend storing them so that nothing affects the magnets?
Doesn't matter. Just put them in a drawer. It's fine.
Michael Davis, another cable question. Are some cables noisier than others with single coil pickups? I got my first Megami cable recently, and I swear my P90 equipped guitar was quieter with my old cable.
That's because the cable is better. You're hearing more. But also some cables are noisier. Yeah.
Another name I can't say. I apologize. If you will tell me phonetically, I will work on it. Mr. No says only paid chat questions.
He's only Mr. He's not Doctor.
I mean, he doesn't have doc in his name, so I'm going to go with Mr. Anyway, only paid chat questions. No. Now we're getting to all the questions.
Yeah.
George Cameron says, hello from Scotland. I just thought that was neat. That
Cool.
When people are international.
I love it, man. Yeah,
I
that's
just
awesome.
grabbed those. It's not a question. Antoine says, Dylan, you have your daughter here.
No.
Mosan Creation says, greetings from the Netherlands.
He's all over the world. It's
and
awesome.
Mr. No, that I don't know how to say his first name, says more greetings from the Netherlands, a.k.a. Amsterdam.
Oh, cool.
It's probably something simple like Johan or something, but I'm just not sure. I apologize.
She likes to get your name
Yeah,
right.
I
and
don't
she
like
will
to say
do
it wrong.
No, it's try to be respectful of people.
Edgar Cesario, no question. When I started to your videos, they were too technical for my taste. Kind of watched here and there. Really started watching when You changed your style to what you do now. I like it better.
Thank you for saying that because I like it better too.
Bob Olson, I've been using noiseless pickups. Do you have a favorite or recommended any in that category? I also have some Kent Armstrong Spitfires in an original run Reverend Avenger that are really great.
The closest thing I'm going to get to noiseless, I don't like noiseless pickups. I'll just put that out there right away. I'm not a fan. The closest things I will get to noiseless pickups that I do like is I really do like the Fishman Fluence stuff. Even the Fishman Telly pickups are really good. The Fishman P90s are not as good, but they're okay. They're like the best noiseless ones. But as far as noiseless stuff goes, that would be those would be the only ones I'd ever consider putting in anything that I own.
All right. I just want to make sure I was still caught up. Dog Dr. Tim says, so the new DTT machine shop in a thought?
I mean, we are in full on 2024 mode around here. And I have to say,
He's having fun.
I'm having a blast. It has completely rejuvenated. Not that I don't like what I do, but everything can kind of turn into a grind if you let it, and you have to do things to keep things fresh sometimes.
Well, you're a creator.
Yes. Yep. And so, yes, this has just completely awakened an entire new creative side of me that I it was always there, but I just haven't been able to tap into it in a long time. So this has been really fun.
This is all symbols. It looks like he's trying to be Los Federales. Besides traditional ways of winding pickups, have you experimented with any creative winding options?
I mean, you have to go around something, and it has to fit in a guitar. So, a lot of people will say that, like, why don't you come up with something original? We could. The problem is it won't fit in your guitar. So we have to stay kind of within some standards that work, that you'll buy.
Hawkman Hawk says, all I use are Fluence and DTT. I don't like Fluence Strat pickups, though.
Me either.
Video Brew, what is your favorite style of pickup to play?
P90s.
Favorite to build?
P90s.
Vinny's World. So what is it about that era of guitars, 70s to early 80s, that made them so heavy?
People were just that was the period of time where they were trying to industrialize the business. So they were really trying to get stuff cheap. There's a lot of lore about old growth wood and there was no wood left and all this crap. That's a bunch of BS. Basically, they're just trying to get some wood for cheap. Everything was trying to just be cheaper. That's all.
Curtis Chavez says, Dylan, for practice, small venue, Spark Mini or Tonex with pedal board amp and 8 to 10 inch guitar speaker?
Tonex.
Joe Meyer says 4.5K to go. Looking forward to your plaque.
Yeah, we need to do something at 100,000. I keep thinking about it. I almost was thinking about giveaways don't work good on our channel, but something fun. I don't know what that is. But
Joshua Michaels, a 3D printer and a threading tool for the standoffs. What's a few more pieces of equipment?
So it's funny that you say that because I actually have a friend who has or is currently launching a 3D printer business. And he and I have been talking a bunch lately because I have a laser. He has 3D printers, like a whole room full. We could do some fun stuff together. So we've been talking about some stuff. So yeah, it might happen actually.
And the exact same question and style is under 67 Goat. So I don't know if that's the same person with a different name or what, but we already covered that question. A little weird. Miserable Turd says, can you make a 58 Les Paul on a 3D printer?
I mean, I would definitely try.
Everybody was like, it'd still be a 2024.
Exactly.
Charles Wallace says, the first guitar that I could dime the amp and it still sounds so good. New amp settings. I am blown away every time I play it. Still playing an hour or more a day. This is so good.
That's good pickups for you. That's a good guitar for you. That guitar's really cool. I'm glad you got that thing, man.
Octopus Ears. Have you played a made in Germany Framus? Thoughts on them?
I have. They're super cool. They're wacky. The last one I played had the weird, like, laminated neck, long ways laminated neck. It was really neat, though. It was like a Jazzmaster sort of thing. But man, was it cool. Yeah, they make some really cool stuff. Their hardware's real one-off. Definitely German engineered, like over-engineered kind of stuff, but super cool. But you want to talk about stuff that's not like compatible and interchangeable with stuff? There you go. Yeah, but very cool.
So I got some pronunciation. I don't know that it helped me. It says, my name is not pronounceable, I think, because it sounds Germanic. So try a German accent. I can't. But my last name is John, and my first name is like Gilville Nuff. Last name, no way. So it's not no, it's no way.
Okay.
But thank you, and I still don't think I get it because I don't know. Like that doesn't equal that explanation. So
In your mind, it doesn't.
no, I mean literally,
I get it.
literally doesn't.
Yeah.
And I do not German and Hocken the Loogie and whatever all that is and the angriness. Like I just don't have it. I don't have it.
You're too nice to be German.
Maybe.
But not nice enough to be Canadian.
Nope. Not sorry.
Oh my God. Wow.
Super chat.
Oh my God. Oh, wow.
Super chat from Sarge978. Thank you for the super chat, Sarge. He says 100K live stream Princess Bride watch along with Leslie.
Wow.
Y'all would hate me. Y'all would hate me.
We are going to do 100,000 live stream though. We will do it, but yeah, that'll happen. I'll probably miss it.
Somebody will tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, Gills John, no way. Thank you. That makes way more sense. Gills John, no way. That's his name. Thank you. Thank you for your patience with me also. What?
He's probably like laughing at you, hearing you say it in your
I hope
southern
not.
accent.
I was really
without
trying.
Yeah.
I really do care. Tom Mott. Question on pickups. If pickups are not wax potted like Gibson custom buckers, how do they handle the microphonic aspect and squeal under high gain?
First of all, you have to put them together properly so that they don't squeal, but they will feedback under high gain. You have to manage the air in the room and you have to play to it. That's part of the fun, I think.
I feel like I better screenshot that or I'm going to forget.
Got another super chat.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
Did it?
I'm ready. Okay, sorry. Super chat from Vinny's World. Thank you, Vinny. Sorry that I was delayed there.
Because he's Canadian.
And he said sorry. Sorry.
Sorry. I used to live on the border of Canada, so I used to actually talk like that. But
You talk like you were Canadian?
Kinda, but it wore off.
I try not to talk about anybody's accents.
Because you have one?
Well, I do have one. And since the last time we were in Michigan, and do you remember I got a pro? Maybe we'll tell this story next hour.
Okay, we'll tell the story in the off-topic hour.
Yeah. Let's talk about it next. Don't let me forget.
Okay.
Oh, I need to unmark that. Octopus Ear says, would you trade a 2023 Gibson Les Paul Jr. for a Framus Panthera with a neck repair?
No.
Guess he's really looking at a Framus. He was the one that asked the last question.
Yeah, I know.
Shane Walton says, too many consonants is the reason I go by Shane Walton and not my full name, Shane P, which is what I call you.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to say that one either. Thank you for using an easy name for me, Shane. Rotbox says your format works. If they can't figure it out, maybe they should spend their time watching TikTok shorts.
Amen. Amen.
Curtis J says, wondering what brand of wire you prefer.
I don't tell people.
Mr. Goat says, when I was a Dylan noob, I hated single coils and strats. I happen to enjoy them quite a bit now.
That's awesome.
Michael Davis says, ever try wiring a Telecaster with concentric pots to have separate volume and tone on each pickup?
I've done it for people, but there's only a couple of concentric pots available, for people to buy, and the tapers suck. So that's why I don't like them. We talked earlier, somebody was talking about turning volume down to 7 and it like kind of shuts off. I don't like that. So I don't, because I actually use my tone knob and my volume knob a lot. And the tapers suck on them. So I can't get behind them.
And 67 Goat was confirming. He said, I removed my first comment because I forgot and made it from my work account. Sorry. Then I did it again for its explanation. And I think because we're using a separate program, I don't actually, if you send something and delete it, I think it stays with me.
Oh, we don't get to see the message retracted thing or whatever.
Sometimes I see it on my phone and I'll know, but I didn't catch that. So I apologize if you didn't intend to share your name with everyone. Let's see. So I already forgot. So, oh gosh, where's my pictures at? I already forgot. Gills John No Way says you should know how to say his name because you watch Formula One and you know whoever this is.
Villeneuve. Yeah, I still suck at foreign names though.
Russell Zonner says, you know you're geeked out on rich dude sports when you go from F1 to Sail GP. We've been in San Francisco and that was happening.
Oh yeah. Dude, you don't even get me started on sailing. I love sailing. There was a time when my sister and her husband, my brother and his wife, my other brother, my parents, and me, our entire family, all had a boat at the same time. Not the same boat. We each had sailboats. I freaking love them.
Curtis Chavez says, it's super weird to not see nor hear Dylan fidget a knife.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to grab a couple of things that are kind of off topic as I finish scrolling, but we are at 9 o'clock. So you want to tell them what 9 o'clock is?
I sure will tell them what 9 o'clock is for those people in the back and in the front. This is the Off Topic Hour. We do this every Thursday. Every Thursday. The idea is we just want to hang out with you. So you can still ask a guitar question after 9 o'clock, but it has to be in a super chat. If you ask a guitar related question after 9 o'clock and it is not in a super chat, we will ignore it. If you don't like that, you can come back next week and show up before 9 o'clock, or you can join Patreon and ask the question and we can put them up on the screen like we did for those other people that did that. For the rest of you who don't want to ask guitar questions, ask any question you want and we will probably answer it. I don't know that we've had to turn down very many at all ever. We do have a couple of off-topic questions that came in from Patreon, so we'll ask those first. And then it's just a free-for-all after that.
Free-for-all. All right. So you want to do the ones that came in? Is
Yes.
this picture something, or is it always there and I just never
always
noticed
there.
it? Okay, my bad.
That's for my podcast on Tuesdays.
Robert loved the ink video.
Oh, thanks.
Just placed my second how do you say your name?
Smrooty.
Smrooty. Just run it together. Order for a Banu vodka on the rocks, nib and ink and notebooks.
Nice.
Question: have you watched the fountain pen burnout video by Pen Boy Roy? Was interesting. May even be applicable to guitar collectors too. Also, do you have a Ko-Fi or PayPal FNF for liquor or tip fund? Something where money won't go to someone else. Yes. You should do the buy me a coffee thing. I don't know. Do they have fees?
Yeah,
Maybe
they take
have
a lot of fees.
Okay.
Here, hang on. I'll tell you my Cash App. That's the easiest way. What is my Cash App? I don't even remember.
He just has to send money to people. We never get money.
Yeah, just put my Cash App name in the comments.
Whatever.
It's a $sign.
Dollar?
And then it's just my name.
Let me see.
It's a $sign, and then it's just my name.
And you even capitalized it? Who even are you?
Hey, man.
No numbers, nothing.
No
Okay.
numbers. Yeah, that's it. That's my Cash App if you ever want to just...
I think mine is
Give
the
us a
same,
tip.
just with Leslie, if we want to have a battle. I'm just kidding.
Right.
All right.
No, that's what. Oh, so the
Yes.
Pen Boy Roy video, I did see it. Yeah, burnout's a thing, right? And it's funny because we were talking about this earlier, and again, don't want to get back into guitar stuff, but you just have to keep it fresh, right? Like any kind of hobby, I think, any kind of anything. It's like maybe walk away from it for a little bit. I do that with guitars. You know, I won't touch a guitar for 3-4. I haven't played in, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. For that purpose. I haven't been to the gun range in 3 weeks, but that's mostly time. I like really want to go. I haven't bought a pocket knife in a month, way more than a month.
You don't need anymore.
Yeah, I haven't bought a pocket.
I don't even know what people are talking about, but Sunbase just said Founder's Breakfast Stout. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I did buy a sword though.
You did buy a sword.
A big sword. It's right back there.
Big
Sword. 54 inches and 4.5 pounds. And real sharp.
Matt, off topic. I ordered a Kaweco. What is
Kaweco.
it?
German.
Did you just say V? Okay.
Kaweco.
Kaweco, a sport fountain pen. Fine. After watching your beginner fountain pen video, I can't remember the last time that I used a fountain pen, if ever. I'm finding that it makes me want to write slowly and in cursive. With ballpoints, I write very quickly and print letters. With the fountain pen, my slow cursive writing is nice, but my fast print writing, it almost seems like the ink doesn't come out as quick enough to make full letters. Do I need a different nib or spend more time getting used to a fountain pen?
Both things. Spend more time getting used to it. And also, that's probably more of an ink thing. Some inks are drier than others. And the ink that, if you're just using the cartridge that came with the Kaweco, that might be why. So experiment with different inks. That's where I would start. Because then just basic stuff. Pilot Iroshizuku Konpeki is just a blue, but it flows really well. I have that in a bunch of my pens because I love how smooth it is. But ink is definitely a thing. Yeah.
Ted, yes, it's after 9:00, so super chat or next week. Catch us at 8:00. All right, that was all the
Cool.
ones that came before. Dog Dr. Tim says that pen has a beautiful sheen and it's green. What is it?
This one is the reason it's got a sheen is because it's eye dropped. So it has, the ink is actually in it. It's just the barrel's full of ink. This is a Franklin Christoph. Oh, it's probably from up where you are. It's a Franklin Christoph Model 46. And it's made out of like translucent acrylic. And this is called the Olive. So it's supposed to be like olive juice color, like green olive.
Olive juice. Who likes olive juice?
Me? In a martini?
Oh, olive juice. I don't know what I was thinking. Lee Asbury says, Dylan, I've heard you say you're Native American. I'm Blackfoot. And you?
Chippewa from Canada.
67 Goat said the two names. He said, it was less about sharing my name and more about not breaking IT policy.
Oh, yeah. I get that too. Posting on YouTube from your personal.
Yes.
Or from your work thing.
Okay. Gills John No Way says, what's your favorite fruits?
Oranges.
Yeah. His list is so short because unless you prepare his fruit, he doesn't eat it.
Yeah. I'm kind of lazy about fruit. So like bring it to me peeled or nah.
Yeah. I mean, there's perfectly good apples that you can just eat. Like they're the most convenient food
I
in the
don't
house.
like apples unless they're in a pie though.
So make pie.
I've never liked apples.
You can't use those apples though.
I've never really liked apples.
Have you had good apples?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't like mealy apples.
Oh.
I like all kinds of fruit except mango.
Yeah. I love mango actually. It's not my favorite, but I love
mango.
it.
It has a very weird aftertaste for me.
Mm-hmm. I like mango flavored things too.
Nope.
And you don't like any of
And I will never have anything orange flavored.
Yeah, she doesn't like anything. You like oranges though.
I like oranges.
But not any orange candy, orange soda,
I don't want anything artificial orange, nothing. Mm-mm.
Yep.
No.
Not those little jelly, remember the little gummy things with the sugar on the outside that were shaped like little citrus wedges, the little orange wedge candies? Like your grandma used to have them in the little dish. Oh, your grandma's Japanese, so she had weird ass candy that nobody likes.
Good rice paper candy.
Yeah.
Mr. Goat says, do y'all get along with your siblings?
Yeah, I mean, I get along with mine, but they live a long ways away. Both of my brothers I get along with real good. My sister I get along with really well. It's less like if we're all together, I don't know. Everybody's kind of grown up now, but like when we were younger, I say younger, like early 20s and stuff, we'd all get together and it would be a little more contentious and stressful. But I think now that we like individually, I love all of them like a lot. And we get along really good. But it used to be that you get our whole family in a room and it would be like not cool. But now it is. Now it's totally cool.
And Ted told me how to pronounce his name. He said it's Ted Wunschuk.
Wunschuk. Okay. I've always wondered that too. So thank you. Because I see your name around a lot. So.
The first 5 letters go together and the last 4 go together.
Cool. That's a cool. Okay.
Siblings. So siblings is a weird thing for me.
Yep.
But yes, I get along with the sibling I communicate with.
Yep.
Even though she just hit me up for commissioned artwork. I won't tell you how much I paid and I'm not going to tell you what she's doing, but I'm very excited.
I don't care. It's awesome. I'm down.
And they asked me if I wanted updates. I was like, you can send me text updates, but I want it to be a surprise.
Yeah, you don't want to see it.
I know what the general idea is. I proved that. So, all right. Michael Davis says, have you tried a Pilot 823 fountain pen? One of the best writing pens in my collection, punches above its cost.
You know, I don't have an 823. I have a custom 74 that is out at Gina Salarino's in California right now having some nib work done because I didn't like it when I got it. It had some baby's bottom So that's out in Gina Salarino's doing some work on that for me. And then I just got a Falcon yesterday.
Oh, Onez Chuck.
Onez Chuck.
It did come through as an N, not an OH before.
Um,
Thank you. Sorry.
And I got this in a soft fine. So this is really fun. It writes really well and really fun. But I do not have an 823. I should get one because I keep kind of vacillating back and forth about my next pilot being an E95S or an 823. So maybe I'll get an 823. I think 823s are going to be available in clear in the United States pretty soon too. I heard. Yeah. Gold hardware and clear.
BC Rich 581 says bought a mace just to say no, not a can of mace. I mean a real mace. I don't know what that is.
It's the ball with the spikes. Weapon.
Oh.
It's got like a stick and a chain and a ball, and you like swing it and kill people.
And it's like still a thing or it's old?
No, you can get them.
Really?
Yeah.
For what purpose?
Putting on the wall and looking creepy when your friends come over.
That does sound really creepy.
You know what's really funny? I listened to these podcasts, right?
Can we do one more question so that I can catch up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hogman Hawk says, oh, it wasn't a question. I apologize. Hogman Hawk says that would be fun to see who would get more tips in a stream. Of course, Leslie would win, but still fun. Okay.
You're probably right.
I need to go back and
So, we listen to these podcasts all the time, right? Or even when you watch the news and they're like, they went to his house and they searched his house and they found 14 knives.
Should have known it was coming.
3 guns and 500 rounds of ammunition. And I'm like,
Okay.
Like, he even had a sword. And I'm like,
Are you trying to tell me something?
I'm like,
Y'all heard that, right?
I have a wall full
If I
of
go missing.
everything. Hey, if you go missing, I'm going to be with you, and these people ain't going to know nothing. We just going to disappear some one day. They're like, wait, no more pickups? Long time from that. Long time from that.
Tom F is celebrating 4 months of membership. We're going to put that on the screen.
Excellent. Thanks, Tom.
That's awesome.
Tom's cool, man.
Thanks, Tom.
He was in our last. I think Tom is a SIG armorer.
Ooh.
I think he's the one that was I think if it's the same Tom F, because it could be a different F. But I think he's a SIG certified armorer.
I like SIG. Angels Envy or Jameson or something else.
Of those two, Angels Envy. Right now I'm drinking Jefferson's Ocean. Well, I was.
Rockbox says, what? No creamsicles? They're the best.
Ooh,
Absolutely
they're
not.
the best.
Absolutely not.
I
I
don't
can't
eat
even
'em.
stand the smell of them.
I don't eat them now because I don't do dairy, but when I was a kid, that was like my favorite thing. Yes.
Matthew Altamir says, if you guys could visit any decade as yourself now, which decade would it be? I'm going to go 90s, and I'm going to go to all the shows of all the people I still love, and they all died.
Oh, when they were still alive.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. I would go with that.
You don't have to go with me.
No, I would say that. Yeah.
I don't know if that's anywhere close to what he was thinking we would say, but
Yeah.
I'm glad he specified like as yourself now, because I don't want to go back in time. And I don't want to visit a decade before. I have people I work with that really love and I get it. Like the shows are cool, like these Victorian era, and they're like, oh, the clothes, and I'm like, that looks miserable.
Oh yeah.
They had to have fans for a reason. Of
Speaking
course,
of
and you had to have a
scurvy.
fan, and they didn't have air conditioning.
They didn't have fans. They didn't have air conditioning. Everyone died when they were like 27.
Like in childbirth too.
Like the 90s. Sorry.
Nice.
The 1800s, just like the 90s. Everybody died when they were 27. Because of misapplied medicine.
Presley, California Custom says, "Sup, y'all. Sup, DNL."
What's up? How you doing, man?
Not what's up. He says, "Sup."
Sup?
Crankshaft says, "Hi, nice to meet you. I don't know you well, but do you hate your family? Oh, what's your favorite color?" I don't know if that's like a joke on what we were talking about or...
Yeah, I don't hate my family. My favorite color is, I have two, red and black.
I don't hate my family. My favorite color is purple all the time. Purple.
Red and black.
Let's see. Shane Walton says blondes, brunettes, or redheads.
Great.
Wow. Wow. Dog Dr. Tim says siblings. I love them, but don't like them a lot. Nothing in common, as I have ambition and taste.
I get that. The four of us, the five of us, have all gone different directions in what we get out of life and out of the world. We're all pretty big hustlers though, but my sister's not really, but she married one. And so we all are kind of self-made and, that sort of thing. But, yeah, different paths for sure.
Yeah, and my sister and I are 9 years apart, so we're just totally different. Yeah. Vinny's World says, "What would your formal pen and ink be for signing important legal documents, assuming blue ink is required?" It would have been nice if we knew blue ink was required when we bought our house.
Formal would be my Mont Blanc Star Walker with Pilot Orochizuka Compact key. Yep.
Scrolling. Doc Stiltonen says, "Ha, 500 rounds of ammunition. Lightweight."
I know, right? I have that in my backpack. Well, not right now. I need to get some more.
Rockbox says, "I'm 57 going on 15. Still drive like a kid that stole my dad's car."
Same.
I
don't know why you would drive any other way. It doesn't make sense to...
Martian Murray says, "Leslie, do you like circus peanuts? They're orange, but not orange flavored." Absolutely not. I never liked circus peanuts ever. It's like...
Me either.
It's texture. It's texture.
Yep.
Those are disgusting.
I get that. Texture is a thing.
Rockbox says, "Circus peanuts are evil. Yuck." Yeah, no. Charles Wallace says, "If you guys go missing, I'm coming to Georgia to find you guys. Just saying. I enjoy hanging out with you guys and the community. It's great to have a place to fit." I doubt we'd be in Georgia.
Yeah, we wouldn't be in Georgia. There's no beach here. Well, there's no beach here.
Yeah, I was just thinking we'll be on a beach somewhere if we
on
escape.
A beach somewhere, yep.
That would be my requirement. I don't even care what country. It just needs to be a beach with warm water. I guess I do care.
Warm water.
I do care.
And an economy that allows me to afford somebody to bring me mojitos to where I don't have to make them. That would be yeah. But still be able to get Amazon.
Rockbox says he likes psycho redheads for sure.
Nope.
Marcia Murray says, "Green has been my favorite color since the Ninja Turtles."
Brianna's favorite color is green.
Yep.
Yeah, she has green in lots of stuff.
Let's see. Smart Mammal says, "Hopefully I will have a new job by the next live stream."
Oh, cool.
Sounds like a busy week.
Yeah, I hope you get, if that's what you, I don't know your life, but I hope if that's what you're looking for, I hope you get it.
I don't know where I dropped it. Somebody asked about hockey earlier, and I was like, I should save that for next hour. And I don't know what I did with it, but somebody just asked. Greg the Walrus says, "Hey, Dylan and Leslie, are y'all hockey fans?"
massively, except I don't typically follow it until the second half of the season. And then I watch all of the playoffs, and I literally haven't watched one game this year because we've been so busy with everything that I have not had time. But I'm hoping that from now to the end of the playoffs, I will be able to.
Well, he said, P.S. I'm going to have to rewatch after the live stream since I'm also watching Game 6 right now. So my attention is 50-50. Ha ha. Go Leafs, go. And then he said, also, since you're from Georgia, are you fans of the Atlanta Thrashers? I grew up going to Chicago Wolves games, who were their minor league affiliate back then when the Thrashers existed.
So I am not from here. I am from Michigan originally when I was a kid. And my family went to Lake Superior State University and Northern Michigan University. My dad worked for Northern Michigan University for many years, for public television. So I was surrounded by hockey, and I was surrounded by NCAA championship hockey teams and players. Like my neighbors played in the NHL eventually, like all this stuff. So I'm like completely, we had our backyard. We plowed our backyard in the wintertime and iced it. I've been skating since I was probably about the time I could walk, I was skating. So, no, I love freaking hockey. I love it. And I love playing it. I miss playing it. I used to play it all the time. I got a hockey stick, right? Well, it's in the garage now. I had it in my office. Yeah, man, I love hockey. I've been a Red Wings fan ever since I was a little kid. And then about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, maybe, I don't know. I lived in a town in Michigan with an NCAA championship hockey team. And so I got to know a lot of guys that went on to play in the NHL. And so following them, I follow a lot of players. So I had a bunch of friends, played for the Flyers, played for Colorado Avalanche. I lived in Arizona for a long time. So I've been a Coyotes fan for quite a while. Yeah, but I just follow hockey in general. I just love it. I had a friend played for the Bruins. I had a real hard time with that one. I hate the Bruins. I hate everything Boston. Because I'm a Yankee fan, so I hate everything Boston, including Aerosmith.
Ted Onishchuk says, any chance you're a Lego person?
Was when I was a kid.
I have Legos I want now.
That's funny.
I like Legos.
Yeah.
I don't own any currently, but they make these bouquets. Mm-hmm. I want them. They also have a whole Japanese scene one.
Really?
Yes.
Here we go with the squeaky ball.
He wants to play.
Although, me and Matt call those? Legos for grown-ups.
Let's see. Shane Walton says, given the shirt, favorite Nickelback song?
Rockstar.
Everybody says that. Dr. Tim says, redheads, just don't tell my brown-haired wife. And don't tell her I really have almost 20 guitars.
That's funny.
Miserable Turd says, dude, I grew up in Oscoda, Michigan. Is that a word?
What is it? Stop. That's downstate. Oh, that's cool.
Mel Santiago says, Philippines have some of the best beaches in the world. Well, they also have like the most islands, right? I live in Mactan Island, one of the best in the Philippines.
Oh, interesting.
I would have lots of connections in the Philippines.
Yeah, you know a lot of people over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like trying to play with himself. You see this?
Jason Albert says, pen is, if you read that wrong, you're my kind of people. Yeah. No comment. Greg the Walrus says, so who's your favorite hockey player, Dylan?
My favorite hockey player of all time is probably Probably Gretzky. Right now, I don't really have a favorite. Dude, hey. The ball went behind the chair.
Skoda. Sorry.
Did you get it? Good. The dog is... We've been ignoring him for a couple hours, so now he's like...
He was asleep.
I know.
It's not even ignoring him.
He woke up and he's like, I want to play. And we're like, no, not right now.
Hogman Hawk says next Dylan and Leslie video will be the new Lego sets they've bought.
No. Well, maybe you.
I'm not going to make a video.
I would support it. If there's an Amazon link, you will.
Wow. Miserable Church says, my pen is huge. LOL.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Let's see.
Mine is green and kind of black on one end. Anyway.
Weird. Really weird. All right. I don't know who these people are talking about. I got Sidney Crosby, Larry Robinson, Gretzky. I had a beer with Mike Modano once.
I'm not a Sidney Crosby fan at all. Not at all.
Oh, what was I supposed to talk about? I already forgot.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Remember, I was like, I'm going to talk about this after. Don't let me forget.
No, I know. And I almost wrote it down. And then I was like, I don't really know how to write this down because I don't really know what she's going to talk about. So I don't really know how to remind her.
I just needed a word.
I didn't write it down. And I was like, oops.
I don't know what it was. I was going to tell a story. And I was like, oh, this is kind of after hours. Now I don't remember what it was. Well, I didn't know if anybody else would remember. Give them a couple seconds. Maybe they'll remember.
Oh, yeah,
what
maybe
I'm
they'll
supposed to
remember.
do. What am I supposed to do? I don't know.
Are we caught up?
Rockbox says my son spends a fortune on Legos. Some of the sets he gets are over $500.
They're crazy, man. We've been to like the Lego store at Disney and stuff. And I go in there and I'm like, wow, this stuff's crazy. Like, I mean, I think it's neat. I would do it, but I just don't. I mean, I'd rather buy a gun than Legos. Or a pocket knife. If I'm going to spend $500, I'm going to buy a pocket knife. Or a pen. Or an upper receiver.
I have a super chat from Dom D. Thank you for the super chat. And it says, let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Thank you for spending it with us. A couple of weeks ago, I mentioned how being a lefty made fountain pens a bad idea. You convinced me to try them, and now my 7th arrives tomorrow.
I love it. You should tell people how many you have now. I'm not into this, and this is the nerdiest, dumbest thing ever.
For the record, I've bought 0 of them.
Well, you don't ever buy anything. I usually buy all your pocket knives and all your other stuff, too.
Why don't you buy the stuff I need to buy?
Like?
I mean, I have to spend my money all the time. You should just buy what I actually need and not what you think I want.
But that's not fun.
Anyway.
I only buy fun stuff.
Rude. I have no idea what that means. Jason Albert said all the sometimers has kicked in for Leslie. Oh, because I can't remember. Yeah, whatever. You can't remember either, Jason. Dog Dr. Tim says, I have a Lamy Safari and a TWSBI Diamond on the way with several ink samples. Can't wait.
Oh, fun. Fun. I have a Diamond 580 right here with, I can't remember what's in this. Yeah, this is a Diamond 580 ALR. I can't remember what's in this, but it's really wild. It's a colorverse.
I don't know any. I know I have 2 TWSBIs.
She has a 580 rose golden smoke. Yep. That's the...
Oh, there's 2 different pins?
No, the same one.
I have another one. What's the other one?
And then you have the white and rose gold Eco.
Okay.
With the stub nib on it.
Mm-hmm. And then I have a Edison.
Yes. I just bought her an Edison Premier. It's the Goulet exclusive one. Yeah. She likes juicy, smooth nibs. So nothing super fine.
Yeah. I really want to keep the one that you let me use right now, but
Okay.
I didn't put it in my thing because it's yours.
Oh, that's fine. No, it's fine. I'll just come get it. I'll just get another one. Well, I have 2 of those. I have 3 of those.
With that nib?
No, but I'll just get another.
That is the nib I love.
So she likes a 1.1 millimeter stub nib, like really, really thick, really wide. I have a Heinz pens with a stub on it, so I don't actually need 2.
Well, I will keep it.
Okay,
I don't need
that's
2
fine.
either, but I will keep it.
That's fine.
But I mean, if we're going to talk about stuff, you bought me a pen roll,
Mm-hmm.
and now I have a case, like a notebook, and I don't have stuff to put in all the holes.
I know.
There's nothing in my pen roll now.
It's true.
So I have an empty pen roll.
We just got these Galen leather pen case holder things today. I got her one and it got me one, and then Brianna saw it and she's like, I want one, so she ordered one too.
And I also have what is it? Like a Pentel Multi 8 something. I have a fancy mechanical pencil that I love.
Yeah. So Rick Nelson.
And I have a regular mechanical pencil.
Rick Nelson, when I was in Colorado, he was taking notes all the time with this really cool mechanical pencil. I don't think this is the exact same model that he had, but dang, I love this thing. And I'm glad I bought this. I kind of bought it on an impulse because I was like, oh, I just want one because I saw one because he had one. But all of these drawings and stuff that I've been doing for all this pickup stuff and like sketching out stuff and tracing and like various things like that, this pencil has really come in handy, and I really, really like it a lot. I'm glad I got it. I'm definitely glad I got it. It's been a good tool lately.
Miserable Turd said, I would love to see Leslie eat a creamsicle.
You will not see that.
Because it's dairy and it's orange.
Yeah. No dairy.
Not happening. Dog Dr. Tim said the ink video you did with Brianna was amazing. I love the diamide inks, especially the Jack Frost.
Thanks. We're gonna do one next Monday. We're gonna group the colors like that and try to work our way through them. That was really fun to do, and I just thought it would be really I just thought it'd be fun. We have an affiliate link with Smruti pens now, so if you need something, let me know and I'll give you the link for that. Yep.
I mean, we got jokes about pocket protectors and electrical tape glasses, so I don't know why they're still here.
I mean, yeah, everything's nerdy if you make it nerdy, but I think that's,
This is good. Dom D says, if you'd have told me I'd consider going to a pen show even a month ago, I would have laughed in your face. Since the Chicago Pen Show is about 20 minutes away, I may actually go.
Dude, you need to go. Okay. Please go. And when you go, there's a couple of brands that I want you to check out. Even if you don't buy them.
Send you on a mission.
Even if you don't buy them. Okay? Just check them out. I want you to go to Carolina Pen Company and talk to Jonathan. He is world famous. World famous. If you look on any big pen retailer, Edison Pens uses his stuff. He makes the resins into rods and then sells those rods to other big pen companies, and they make pens out of his stuff. He lives like 15 minutes from me. I didn't even know. Actually, he used to live like 5 minutes from me when I lived over there. I've driven by his house a bunch of times. Didn't even know he was here. World famous dude. Super chill guy. Carolina Pen Company. The other thing I think you should check out is Franklin Christoph. So Franklin Christoph pens out of North Carolina. That's this company. Super cool, very interestingly engineered, super neat stuff. And then the other company I'm going to tell you should check out, it's a retailer out of Nashville, and I think they're moving to Atlanta soon, called Smruti Pens. It's Smruti. The lady's name who owns it is Akila, and she's kind of on the same mission I'm on, and that's why we kind of gelled when I was at the Atlanta Pen Show. Well, her and Brianna really got along well too. They talk all the time. But what I like about her is she's like, only nerds with pocket protectors use fountain pens and all this stuff. She's like, I want to make it cool. Like, I want to show people how fun this is, you know? So I really like her mission. Woman-owned business. Super cool. She's a neat lady. Yeah, so check her out too.
Tom F said, did you see my post on Facebook for the picture request of the pommel on the sword?
No.
There's that. Doc Siltonen says, thoughts on Adrian Newey's pending departure?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't care really. I mean, I get it. I understand that it's going to suck, but I also don't know. That stuff happens. Like it's, you know, all that stuff happens. It's just kind of part of the business, I guess.
Ron Grove says, I love your show.
Thank you, Ron.
Miserable Tart said, I have an expensive hobby. I collect divorces.
Dang. Yeah, I only have one.
Same.
Yeah.
Not the same one, but that'd be weird.
People do that, though.
I know. Ugh. Wow. You wouldn't remarry me?
No, I was not thinking of you.
They're like, I'd marry you all over again.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
I'm right here.
Yeah, I know, but I wouldn't facilitate the need to do that in the first place. Like, it doesn't make sense. I can't even comprehend that. Makes no sense.
If you could go back in time, would you marry me again?
Oh, yeah. No, for sure.
I think if I went back in time, I would want to remember it.
Yeah, I don't really remember much of it either. It's kind of funny. That's okay.
Anyway, sorry.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. He said he's definitely going probably on Sunday. All the good stuff will be gone on Sunday. I'm just kidding.
And make sure when you meet Jonathan, Franklin Christoph, people won't remember me, but if you meet Jonathan, tell him you met Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone, and I told you to come, and that he lives close. He'll know, and then the Smruti Pens people, they'll definitely know. She texted me the other night. She's like, Robert ordered something from me, said he watched your channel. Chris ordered something from me, said he watched your channel. Like, there's a whole bunch of people that watch our channel. She texted me on Instagram, and she's like, thank you so much. And I'm like, that was even before we had any affiliate things or anything. I just like the way they do things. So
yeah,
that's why
I thought it was cute when you did your swatching the other night. I was following along, and it sounds like it was a hobby that Chris didn't have an interest in, but it sounds like his wife did. And so now it's something like they're doing together, and I really love that.
Well, and that's kind of like around here too. Brianna is the artist, really, right? And I got into it because it was interesting, and because bougie stuff is cool, and I like bougie stuff. And so I started getting into it because of the fancy pens and all that. You know, my first fountain pen, besides the Lamy Safari, was a Mont Blanc. So, I really think it's really neat. And then I realized how much I love to write. And then you said the same thing the other day. You're like, oh, I actually am really enjoying writing.
Yeah, it's something I would have avoided, but you roped me back in. But I love all things stationery, and I would write handwritten letters to people. And I just don't have anybody to write letters to.
You write letters to me.
Maybe.
But I mean, Brianna even told me that today. She's like, I just think it's neat that there's a hobby that we get. And that's one of the things. Because, it's one of the reasons why I don't buy a motorcycle. We've talked about this many times. Like, I'd get one, but then I'd just be gone all the time. And it doesn't make sense. Like, I actually like my family. Like, we like hanging out and doing stuff together. And so the fountain pen thing is kind of a fun thing that, and you don't always have to spend a ton of money. I mean, I do, but you don't always have to. Like, ink's not expensive, you know. It can be, but it's not.
Dom D says, I've written both down and they'll be the first booths I stop by.
Cool.
Tom F says, on Facebook, I go by Magna TJ Phi. Long story. That's why you might have missed the question.
Wait, who is it?
Tom F.
Oh.
Magna something.
Oh, I didn't know you were the same people. Okay, cool. Makes sense. Thank you.
I think it's probably person, but Smart Mammal is about to leave, but you're going to get a job in a week. He said he has 4 interviews. Good luck.
Oh, yeah, man. That's cool.
I
talked him into going to pen show. That's hilarious.
No, he said he was already going. You probably just convinced him that it was worth it.
Yeah.
And now he has a mission. You know, because sometimes you don't know if you should go to something because you're like, what am I going to do? I'm going to wander around. And now he's like, he's got a task. And then he'll just digress from there. Maybe.
I bought 6 pens in Atlanta. 6? 7? I don't know, a lot.
Miserable Church said, my woman would shoot me if I said, hey, honey, let's go to a writing pen convention. That's why I didn't go. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't go, though.
She thought I was dumb back then. You'd probably go now, though.
Maybe. I think, no, I think I will keep my distance enough to where you facilitate the habit. I don't need to be involved because neither one of us are good at.
You're the equalizing self-control portion
over
of
here.
the yeah. I get that. I get it. Yeah. That's funny. It's true though. But you do have a 6-pen roll that's empty, so.
Yeah. The pencil I did want. I actually tried to find it and I couldn't find it and I didn't know it was already on the way.
Yeah.
I did want that.
I like buying people stuff though. I like not buying people stuff. 2 of the pens, 3 of the pens that I bought at the Atlanta Pen Show were not for me. So and
not for us either. Not for me or Brianna.
One of them was for someone else. And I didn't buy that Conklin but I at the pen show. But those 2 people I did buy pens for. I bought pens for another friend of mine too. And totally got him into the hobby. And I really just like, I don't know. It's fun to see, and only fun stuff and real thoughtful stuff. Like, you know, I think it's just cool to help somebody enjoy whatever they want to be into. It's neat. Plus, generosity is fun.
Dom D says, for reference, I'm the Microtech fanboy on Facebook with the Halo 6. Side note, I'm extraordinarily susceptible to peer pressure. Don't ask me what drugs I've done when I was younger.
That's funny. This is the knife I got in my pocket right now. Microtech MSI.
It looks like it's in your hand.
Well, that's what I've been carrying today.
It's big.
It is big.
For those pockets.
It is big, but it's not heavy. And what I really like about it is it's super strong. And it's actually not that expensive because it's under $200 for a Microtech. That's pretty reasonable.
Ted Onizak said this was his first live stream hangout. This was fun, especially the second hour.
Thank
Keep
you.
up the good work. Have a good night. Thanks, Ted.
Thanks, man.
And thanks for being patient with me and telling me how to say your name. And I hope I'm not still destroying it.
Yeah, exactly. One of these days, I'm sure we'll meet more and more of you in person and actually know how to say your names. But
yeah, I'm much better if I can hear it first, but I can't hear it. So I have to go on phonetics. Yep. And then you also don't know like where the accent goes. Like, anyway. Everybody's watching hockey now.
Well, maybe I'll go watch hockey too.
Cool. I appreciate y'all.
You guys, it's been great. Tomorrow's video is going to be awesome.
Was that it?
Yep.
You usually like do a long goodbye.
Nope. See ya.